6 games remaining in the regular season. Joe Madden and the Rays have their sights set on a late run into the postseason. With his team 2 games back, David Price goes to the mound with an eye toward beginning a winning streak and charging into the playoffs. The Rays and Blue Jays on Sun Sports. Welcome to Friday Night Rays, presented by the Hard Rock at Night. Tonight, the Rays open their final homestand of the regular season. The first club in will be the Toronto Blue Jays. This, game 1 of a 3-game series. With 156 games in the books, let's take a look at the standings and the schedule to be played. Brought to you by New Degree Men Everest. The Rays 2 games back of the Boston Red Sox. The Angels 3 games back. Boston 6 games left to play on the road. 3 against the Yankees, 3 against the Orioles. The Rays have 6 at home, divided evenly between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson and Todd Callis. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Well, the Rays have their pitching all set up, coming off last night's impressive performance by the rookie left-hander Matt Moore in New York. They will start this homestand with David Price. Who better to pitch at any time, but certainly against the Toronto Blue Jays?
David Price has thrown the ball very well against the Toronto Blue Jays in all 11 starts that he's gone up against them. His most recent start was at the end of August. David Price pitched against the Blue Jays. In fact, that was his last win. That was the game that he just overpowered that Blue Jay lineup with a good fastball. He gave up no earned runs in 7 innings. He struck out 14 in that game, and that's going to be key for David Price. The fastball tonight, both sides of the plate. You see what he's done against the Blue Jays in his career, 9-1. The ERA is 1.99 in 11 starts, and 8 of those 11 starts against the Blue Jays, 1 earned run or less. So he has consistently dominated this Blue Jay lineup, and he'll need to do it one more time here in 2011.
And the Coventry Healthcare pitching matchup. David Price will be opposed by Brandon Morrow, and we know he can be very tough. Coming off a very good outing his last time out there, 10-11 overall. This will be his 29th start of the year with an earned run average of 4.98. So the Rays come in 86-70, chasing the wild card dream and a possible playoff berth. All the action coming up in just a moment.
Baseball, Rays and the Jays, 6 games to go on this homestand. Maybe a 7 if there's a game 163 if the Rays end up in a tie with either the Angels or the Boston Red Sox. Obviously a lot at stake, kind of like a playoff game already. We caught up with a couple of the guys before the game, including Matt Joyce and J.P. Howe, and asked them about getting ready for this homestand.
This is why you play so many games, and you come down to the last week, and you just want to have a chance, and that's what we have. We're given a chance, so we're really looking forward to it, and hopefully we can capitalize on the chance that we're given.
Run and gun, baby. That's what we got to do. We got to, pedal to the floor, just go all out right here. This is a lot of fun. 7 games left. You're not too scared of being too tired anytime soon. You know you got enough left for this push. So it starts today, and we got to go one at a time. The old cliches are coming out, but you do have to go one at a time, pitch to pitch, and we might find ourselves in the playoffs.
Joyce and Hal with our Geico quotes of the game. Here's our Toyota trend, the game we're going to be following all night long and really the next 3 days along with the Angels series, although that's a late start out on the West Coast. Boston and New York, first of 3 tonight is delayed. As you can see, the Red Sox have lost 17 out of 23 and 12 of their last 15 as well. Their starters have only 2 quality starts since the Rays made their push from 9 games back to 2 games back. We are ready for baseball. 3 minutes and 3 seconds to go till a little Friday night baseball. Brandon Morrow and David Price will have the Dwayne Stats, and Brian Anderson will have all the action coming up next right here on Sun Sports.
And by AutoWay. AutoWay is part of AutoNation, the largest automotive retailer in the country, so we can do big things. Rays home to take on the Toronto Blue Jays and continue their pursuit of the postseason. Tonight's Rays game is presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Rays 10-5 against Toronto in the season series. The Blue Jays will have Mike McCoy leading off at short. Eric Thames in left will hit second in front of the right fielder Jose Bautista. Edwin Encarnacion, who won their game last night with a walk-off home run. At third base hitting cleanup, batting in front of Kelly Johnson. The DH is Jose Molina. Colby Rasmus in center. J.P. Arancibia will do the catching. He'll hit eighth. Batting in front of the first baseman, batting ninth, David Cooper.
That lineup will be facing left-hander David Price. Be making his 33rd start of the season. His last start, the Boston Red Sox, was cut short. Scary line drive off the chest of David Price, but he has been cleared to go out. Had a good bullpen session, eager to get back out there. He's pitched very well against his Toronto Blue Jay team. In his career, 9-1, an ERA of under 2 this year. 4 starts against the Blue Jays, 3-1 with an ERA just over 2, and in fact, in 2 of the 4 starts has given up 0 earned runs, including his last start against the Blue Jays where he struck out 14 in 7 innings. Let's take a look at the Rays defense as it lines up behind him in the outfield left to right. Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Sean Rodriguez, Ben Zobrist, and Casey Kochman. Kelly Shopping will handle the catching duties. Tonight's Rays defense is brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the Sweet Spot.
Well, and as the Rays and the Blue Jays prepare to square off here tonight, we're getting word that the Red Sox and Yankees game in New York has been postponed. They'll play a doubleheader on Sunday, a 1 p.m. first pitch and a 6:30 first pitch Sunday. So they are washed out tonight. And here, David Price prepares to go to work against Mike McCoy. First pitch of this game is a strike call, a fastball to get it underway. And that's a strike. 0-2. Mike McCoy at shortstop in the place of Yunel Escobar, who has an injury to his left elbow. And strike 3 called, a fastball. No chance on that one.
Yeah, not exactly sure what Mike McCoy was looking for, but it works out for David Price. He just pumps 3 straight fastballs. Closes them out with 1 on the inner half. I mean, look at that. 2 right down the middle. Inner half. See you later. Great start for Price.
1 away, and here's Eric Thames. Thames takes a strike and another one. Price, 1 fastball right after another, and he starts this outing with 4 consecutive strikes. A foul ball. Thames trying to time up a 96-mile-per-hour fastball there.
And of the first 5 fastball that David Price has thrown, 4 have been taken. The one that was swung at was the most unhittable of the 5.
The 0-2 swing and a miss. Thames strikes out. Fastball at 96. Thames with a look out toward the mound going, what in the world is going on?
Well, this is David Price wanting to get back out on that mound after having that last outing cut short, just 4 innings, and throwing 96 up and in. Spotting that fastball well to the first 2 hitters here in the first inning. Both sides of the plate.
Here's Jose Bautista. And the pitch to him is a bit inside, a fastball. And that one at 96. And a strike call.
I also like this start for David Price coming off what Matt Moore did yesterday. And David Price is like, okay, let me show you how you really do it. A little extra motivation.
This one a little bit wide there. So the count is 2-1. Well, there's Matt Moore, who in 5 innings in his first big league start in that game last night struck out 11 at Yankee Stadium. Pitch down and in. So it's 3-1. In fact, for Matt Moore, he became the youngest pitcher to strike out 10 or more Yankees in New York since Hal Newhouser struck out 14 back in 1943. And the Tigers have a statue of Hal Newhouser in their ballpark in Detroit.
No, he keeps throwing the ball like that for a few years, and he may have one too. So impressive. How about the 11 strikeouts in the 5 innings and just 84 pitches?
Yep.
I mean, he didn't waste any time.
3-2 now, the count to Bautista. And he lifts a popper short center. Upton will come in for this one. He's got it, and 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays. That's the way this one starts. Bottom of the first coming, no score. With 2 strikeouts, the Rays will come into bat, and here is the lineup. Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Evan Longoria. The DH is Johnny Damon, followed by Ben Zobrist and Casey Kochman. Matt Joyce, Sean Rodriguez, and Kelly Shoppick, 7, 8, and 9 in Joe Madden's lineup.
And they will be facing right-hander Brandon Morrow, making his 29th start. Record 10-11, ERA just a touch under 5. He does have the big strikeout numbers, as you see, 187 and 166 in the 3rd innings. He can be dominant.
And Desmond Jennings, who has 2 home runs off Brandon Morrow, leads it off. First pitch is down and away. In fact, when Price and Morrow hooked up in Toronto on the 28th of August, Jennings hit home runs in the 1st and 2nd innings off Brandon Morrow. This pitch is low and away, 2-0. In fact, he opened the game with a home run on the very first pitch of the game. Morrow has given up 20 home runs this year, and 5 of them have come on the first pitch of an at-bat, including that one by Jennings.
Morrow's got the big fastball, and sometimes leaves some balls out over the plate. He will pitch with an elevated fastball.
Now away from Jennings, and the count is 3-1.
That's the one thing that you do see with him is, because he's got that fastball, it's got some good velocity to it, explodes at the end. He's going to ring up a lot of strikeouts, but with the balls elevated up there, he's going to give up some big innings too.
And ball 4 is too high, so the fastball up, and the Rays have a base runner.
Well, tonight's game is available in Espanol via secondary audio programming brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
Well, here is B.J. Upton. B.J. at 241, coming off a good road trip. He's put together some good offensive numbers over the last couple of weeks. Pitch down around his feet. 1 ball and no strikes. It has been a challenge for Upton against Morrow. He's just 2 of 15 lifetime against him. Jay hit 349 with a couple of home runs on the just completed road trip. That's a strike. Alfonso Marquez calling the balls and strikes here tonight. The rest of the crew, Ed Rapuano at first, Ed Hickox at second, and Mark Wegner down at third base. It's inside to Upton. 2 balls and a strike.
And Brandon Morrow coming into his last start. Before that, he had a span from August the 23rd to September the 13th, where in 5 starts he was 0-4 with an ERA of 9.47. Really struggling. But last start out against the Yankees, 8 shutout.
So foul ball, 2-2. Something extra on that pitch.
Yeah, and BJ's upset with himself because that was ball 3. That ball jumped up and in. BJ with a little check swing, but it caught the bat.
Over to first. Desmond back in. Jennings 18 steals on the year to go with his 10 home runs. And a swing and a miss. Fastball at 94 up and by BJ.
Yeah, and another ball that was out of the strike zone. And BJ knows it. Try to file that away for your next at bat. That ball's nowhere near the strike zone. And even the swing, about halfway through the swing, it became very half-hearted. And BJ knew he was committing on a pitch he couldn't hit.
Well, now Evan Longoria. Evan with 3 home runs in the season series at a 186 average against the Blue Jays. 93 RBIs overall. The pitch is upstairs. He has some pretty good numbers here against Brandon Morrow. Coming in 5 of 16. 313. Evan takes a look at a strike on the outside part of the plate. And it was Longoria who broke up the no-hit bid on the 8th of August last year. Came up with a base hit, 2 outs in the 9th. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You see in Morrow's delivery, he has that little turn to try to create some deception. Little half turn, show the hitter his back, and then unload a mid-90s fastball and a very hard slider.
Another move to first. .16 steals with Brandon Morrow on the mound. 5 caught stealings. Last year, actually more runners caught stealing than were successful with him on the mound. Count goes to 2-2.
And you remember last year, his first year, him being a full-time starter, a lot of times they had Jose Molina catching him, a better catch and throw guy, and that goes a long way towards those numbers being a lot better.
Yep.
Try to have a catcher with Jose Molina's experience nursing a guy through that's starting in the big leagues for the first time.
There goes the runner. The pitch is outside, and the throw will skip through into center. A stolen base for Desmond Jennings. Count's going to go full to Longoria. And the Rays have Jennings at second base with his 19th steal.
There you go. The jump not very good, but look at Aaron Sebia. A little trouble getting the ball out of his glove. And still, with Desmond Jennings' closing speed, he did have a little bit of a lean there. And Brandon Morrow actually never got him to stop. Desmond not sure where the ball is.
So the Rays with a scoring opportunity in the first. 3-2 to Longoria, and he fouls it.
The one thing you can say about this game is Brandon Morrow is going to give you opportunities. He is going to leave balls out over the plate. He's going to leave balls up in the zone. It's going to be a question or not if the Rays capitalize.
Well,
but
the
they
Rays
will have
have
the
actually
chance.
have mixed success against him. At times very good, and other times he's really been tough against him. Swing and a miss. Longoria out on strikes. That had just a little late move.
It
That
almost
might have
looks like
been
a
the cutter.
Yeah.
And you know he came out of that New York series, and the word was he was throwing a cutter more than he'd ever thrown before.
Yeah.
Thrown one right there.
That's right. I think he threw one earlier in that bat to Longoria that was 91. And there you see the Blue Jay defense. It's brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket, home of the Sweet Spot.
Here's Johnny Damon taking a pitch for a ball. Let's take a look at that strikeout pitch.
Very subtle, and that's absolutely a cutter. That is not a slider. That is a straight cut fastball. 90, 91 miles an hour.
He had 8 strikeouts and just 1 walk in 8 shutout innings against New York on Sunday.
And there it was there to the lefty, trying to come into Johnny Damon. The cutter's really catching on here late in the year. Everybody's picking up on it.
Two-0 pitch. Damon looks at strike one. Johnny is 4 of 18 lifetime against Morrow. He does have a home run off him. And cut the miss. 2-2.
But that was just overpowering.
Yeah, he gets some action. He gets up around 94 or so, and that ball has some action on it. Two. And we go to 3 balls, 2 strikes to Damon.
The one thing you could say about Brandon Morrow, too, is he's one of those guys, when he gets to 2 strikes, he knows how to put hitters away. Just a 153 average with 2 strikes, but 187 strikeouts and 166 innings. That's a true power pitcher that knows how to end it. End an at bat.
3-2. Damon. Enough for the fastball to foul it back. Forcing another 3-2 pitch. Now he's up averaging better than 10 strikeouts every 9 innings. Jennings off second, and the 3-2 again is down and in. Damon laid off and draws the walk. We'll put 2 men aboard with 2 men out for Ben Zobrist. Zobrist had a good night in New York last night, including a home run, his 2nd time up in that game. The Rays won 15-8. The first pitch is a strike. The home run off Bartolo Colon last night.
Zobrist, that was the 3rd changeup in a row.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Two on, 2 out. And it's down. A ball and 2 strikes. Couple of walks, 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the first. And a full and the count low, so it's now 2-2. Pitch just a little down. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So what you've done here already is push Morrow's pitch count up near 30 already.
Yep.
Here in the first inning. There you go. And more balls than strikes. That will come back to haunt you.
Swing and a miss. Zobrist out on strikes. Well, he walks 2 and strikes out the side. No score after 1. / Budweiser. Designated driver, and enjoy the great times. On to the second inning. How about that first? 12 pitches by Price, 29 pitches by Morrow, 41 pitches total, and just 1 put into play when Bautista hit that fly ball to shallow center. Here's Edwin Encarnacion. And he takes the first pitch strike. '17 home runs for Encarnacion. His 17th won the game last night. Line drive to right. In line is Joyce to make the catch.
Well, if the Rays procure 10 strikeouts in a home game, you can take your ticket stub to any Cane's furniture store and get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Plus, sign up at Cane's for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. Cane's quality's so good, it is guaranteed for life.
This is Kelly Johnson now. Chopper out to second, and Zobrist takes care of that. So, one away, or 2 outs. That one on 1 pitch, 2 up, 2 down.
I'll tell you something else I like for David Price. A year that he's frustrated with. 12-12 record. He feels like he's thrown the ball better than that. A very frustrating year, but it's very funny. The whole adage, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You can right a lot of those wrongs here in the last 6 games of the season. Obviously starts tonight, but you go out, deal tonight, get a postseason opportunity, deal in your last start, and that 12-12 into this point, you forget about it.
Jose Molina is in the lineup as the designated hitter. The first pitch is strike. And they're 4 of 12 lifetime against David Price. Count is a ball and a strike. We're in the top of the second inning. The Rays winning 10 of the 15 games played between these two clubs, and they've held Toronto hitters to a cumulative .216 batting average against Rays pitching. 2-1 here on Molina. It's foul. 2-2. Blue Jays playing without their shortstop Escobar, as we mentioned. John Farrell, their skipper. Brett Laurie is out for the year. Pitch is down, so the count is full. Laurie fractured the little finger on his right hand, taking ground balls Wednesday. The 3-2 and a little tap to third. Evan Longoria makes the throw to first. Molina's out of there. Bottom half of inning 2 coming. No score.
Inning on tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Casey Kochman remains in the top 10 in hitting, 7th in the league as he steps in here against Brandon Morrill. He looks at a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes. Kochman, Joyce, and Rodriguez. Morrill throws him a strike. A hard curveball there. He doesn't throw it a lot,
No.
but it's impressive. Two balls and a strike. Something you will see a little bit against the lefty, and an occasional changeup. This one is foul, out of play. And righties mostly variations of hard stuff, either fastball or slider, and he's thrown that cutter. We've seen that already. Do a very good cutter to Evan Longoria to strike him out. 2-2 to Kochman. As he fouls it off his foot. Morrill made 29 pitches in the first inning. Walked 2 and left him on. Striking out the side. And Kochman is caught looking right there. A fastball. 4 strikeouts for Morrill.
Oh, what a game-worn jersey right off a player's back, and other great prizes during the annual Shirts Off Our Back fundraiser running through Wednesday. Proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation and Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association Educational Foundation. We'd also like to extend a special thanks to volunteers from Tradewinds Island Resorts. More details, visit raysbaseball.com/shirts.
Matt Joyce looks at a fastball for a strike. Matt hitting .278. He's had a tough time against this hard-throwing right-hander. A little tap right side. Who's going to get it? Nobody. A little mix-up. Morrill decided to go to first. A little indecision on the part of both Morrill and Cooper, the first baseman. And Joyce has himself a base hit out of that.
Well, this is a ball that's chopped off by Matt Joyce. Now, ideally, you'd like to see the pitcher get this on his way to first. But when Morrow gives up on it and goes to the bag, it becomes Cooper's responsibility, and he was already over at the bag. Not able to get back out there, and the Rays benefit there. Right here, you'd like to see Morrow go get that.
Well, you see there was a little deke by Morrow there, and Cooper went for it.
Yeah.
He deked his first baseman right out of the play. Sean Rodriguez fouling the pitch back. That curveball stayed up a little bit for Rodriguez.
Well, he put a good swing on it, too. Yeah, those choppers like that are tough, and you work on them in spring training, and the rule of thumb is you bolt from the mound directly to first base. And if you can get the baseball, have to move in a little bit, you get it. If it's behind that line, it's the first baseman's responsibility. You go directly to the bag, but you're right. Mixed signals there sent by Morrow.
One to count to Sean. He's now behind in the count. Boy, it's going to be tough from time to time to figure out what's a cutter and what's a slider.
That had just a little bit more tilt. We saw a slider earlier in the game at 85. The cutter has been 90-91. That's 88.
Yeah, that's somewhere in between.
That's a cutter you get on top of that acts like a slider. There's a true slider.
And it's down. The count is a ball and 2 strikes.
That's kind of how David Price has been using his cutter. He'll cut that in on righties, have the good velocity, get on top of it just a little bit. You still get the good velocity, but a little bit of tilt to it.
And a swing and a miss. He comes in with a high fastball. Well, he showed him a great variety to get him to 1-2 and then got him to chase the high fastball.
Yeah, like I said, he gets the 2 strikes. He knows how to put you away. Everything outside of that curveball to start the at-bat was down, hard and down. And then all of a sudden surprise you up with 96.
Yeah, he went curveball, cutter, slider, and then 1 and 2. Here's the big fastball up. Good luck. Now Kelly Shopping. The pitch is a strike. Shopping hit his 9th home run of the year in the second game of the doubleheader in New York Wednesday. It's Matt Joyce back in at first. Shopping down on the count, 0-2. Yankees and the Red Sox rained out tonight in New York. They'll play 2 on Sunday. Pitch down. Joyce is going to alertly move into second. That ball down, bounce in front of Aaron Sebia, and a heads-up move right there by Joyce. It's going to be a wild pitch, but boy, Joyce taking advantage of an opportunity.
Well, through the lineup, we see the Rays do this as well as anybody in baseball. Anticipate the ball in the dirt and go. Always putting pressure on the defense. That ball not too far away. Out in front of home plate, in front of Aaron Sebia. You'd see a lot of guys, they just hold out there at first base, but Rays are always aggressive.
Well, that's another one of the reasons here they've been in contention. Foul ball. You talk about little things, so that's one of the little things.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly you've got a guy in scoring position now, and who knows, a little base hit here or there.
Break your bat.
Got the lead.
Loop one in.
Yep.
You know, Joyce is going to be running with 2 outs, so he's going to have a full head of steam on any contact. And you give yourself just 1 extra opportunity.
The 1-2. Low and away. Joyce reached on what turned out to be an infield hit. Took advantage of that ball in the dirt and moves into scoring position. This could be a Rays rally. A little blue pit here from Shopping.
Early leads. When the Rays take early leads, they have a tendency to finish you off.
2-2. Down again. So full count.
Just keep pushing Morrow's pitch count up too. A lot of full counts here, deep counts early in this ball game. How about that? 29 in the first, 18 already here, closing in on 50.
Three and 2 on Kelly Shopping. And he's out on strikes, a fastball. And through it all, 6 strikeouts to 2 for Morrow, no score.
Well, take a look at tonight's AutoWay text poll question. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rates always apply. Very easy. Should Matt Moore get another start this season? TB1, yes. TB2, no. You'd like to say yes, especially based on what he did last night. He was very, very good. 5 innings, just 1 walk, 11 punch-outs, overpowering fastball.
Well, he served notice right from the beginning by striking out Derek Jeter, much to the delight of his family watching.
Right, who, like we said last night, they gave the little clap, like, that's nice, a few more would be good. So he did, he gave him 10 more. The only problem is, with Matt Moore starting last night, when are you going to start him? Because as it sets up right now, when you get on to Monday, you've got Shields, Hellickson, and Price to close out the 3-game series against New York. What one of those 3 are you going to move? So you'd like to see him get another start. May not work out that way.
First pitch here to Colby Rasmus, pulled into short right, and out there is Zobrist, turning and making the throw to get him at first. Well, a nice play by Ben Zobrist to record the first out in the 3rd. Here it is.
And this ball way deep in the hole, not hit that hard. Ben Zobrist just in time. Nicely done. That's not giving up on a play.
Yeah, we see him make that play all the time out of the shift, but there was no shift that time. He had some ground to cover.
Yep.
Nicely done by Zobrist for the first out. JP Arencibia. Ball 1. Price has retired the first 7 he has faced. Arencibia takes it low. Fly ball lifted into short right center, and Joyce can't come up with it. That falls in there for a base hit. Upton backs it up. Well, a great effort by Joyce. Just comes up a little short, hits the deck trying to make the catch.
This ball hung up there a long time, and Matt Joyce comes in. Looked like he got there in time. You see the glove, the ball just off the end of the glove. When Arencibia, if he'd have been running out of the box, he could have turned that into a double. He assumed that ball was going to be caught, ends up at first base.
David Cooper. Takes a pitch outside. So David Price working for the first time tonight from the stretch after retiring the first 7, giving up that base hit that dropped just out of the reach of Joyce. By the way, that's the first hit ever for Arencibia against David Price. He had gone 0 for 10 coming into this game against him. So he was used to a ball like that being caught. One ball, no strikes. Slow to Cooper. 2-0. Young first baseman out of the Blue Jays farm system. Two and one. Cooper recalled from Las Vegas. 364 with 9 homers and 96 runs batted in. The word is that he stands in there, hangs in pretty well against lefties. Well, he's getting a test tonight. 2-2. One on, one out. A 2-2 count. Wide. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Arencibia at first. Cooper was up earlier for a brief time with Toronto. He's up a short period in May and hit his first big league home run. Broken bat. Ground ball back to the hill, and the throw skips away from the bag at second with Zobrist over there, and it's backed up by Rodriguez. And boy, the barrel end of that bat wound up just short of the Rays dugout.
Well, David Price, in trying to hurry that throw to second base, he never set his feet. Arencibia off and running. David Price, not a lot of time. Watch him never set his feet. Kind of throws it moving away right into the ground. A tough play, a tough throw for Ben Zobrist to handle, not able to. And that allows all the Blue Jays to be safe.
So it's a fielder's choice and an error charge to Price. First and second with one out. There's a strike to Mike McCoy.
You get greedy right there. You know, he's moving. You know you don't have a lot of time. You don't want that lead runner to get into scoring position. End up making a poor throw.
A ball and a strike.
Mike McCoy bound and determined to not swing at David Price's fastball.
He was called out on one at 96 to start the game. And a liner into right. That's going to fall for a base hit. That will load the bases. So Arencibia goes to third. Cooper up to second as McCoy goes the other way with a soft liner. Suddenly, with one out, the Blue Jays have a threat.
This ball stays middle of the plate. McCoy just goes down and soft serves it out into right field. Boy, you look at this inning for the Blue Jays. Arencibia, a ball that could have easily been caught. Just basically a fly ball into shallow right field. A poor throw by David Price on a comebacker to the mound, and then that little hit by McCoy, and all of a sudden they got a little something going here.
Eric Thames with the bases loaded. And he takes the ball. Thames overpowered his first time. And he missed a 96-mile-per-hour fastball.
You would love, if you were David Price, much as you like the strikeout, you like to see a ground ball double play here, so you don't have to face Jose Bautista with nowhere to put him.
Little ground ball grabbed by Price. He goes to the plate, and the throw is high. Run will score. Ball to the backstop. Here comes a second runner home. It's going to be 2-0 Toronto. Arencibia and Cooper both score. McCoy winds up at third, and Thames winds up at second base as Price tried to get the force play at the plate, but the throw was high.
And you know what? That's David Price trying again to do a little bit too much. He wants that double play ball as bad as everybody else. And he gets a little chopper to where he's moving towards first base, and he tries to throw this ball on the run. Again, not setting his feet. There he goes, and that ball just sails on him. Just not used to making that throw. It's not a throw that you work on. And what made that worse, too, was after he threw that ball high, then didn't follow it up by covering home plate. And that's what allowed that second Blue Jay run to come in there.
So Jim Hickey out there to try to settle things down a little bit. 2 errors in this inning on David Price. All of that leading to 2 Toronto runs. And now he will face Jose Bautista with only one out and runners at second and third. And the Rays are going to walk him intentionally. This will be the 24th intentional walk of the year issued to Bautista.
Yeah, when you look down through this Blue Jay lineup, you say, in this lineup here, Jose Bautista cannot beat us. So, pretty standard here.
Bautista coming into this game with 42 home runs and over 100 runs batted in. He leads the league in slugging percentage and on base percentage. So you've got to walk him.
Yeah, you ask yourself the question, do I want to face Jose Bautista with 1 out, runners on second and third, or Edwin Encarnacion with the bases loaded and 1 out? Pretty easy answer.
Yeah, even if it didn't set up a double play possibility.
Right.
But in this case, it also does that. And Encarnacion, who lined out his first time up here with the bases loaded. Uncharacteristic of the Rays to give away runs. A high pop foul that's going to carry out a play. Strike one. The Rays came into this game with just 69 errors all year. They've been tops in their defensive game all year. Got a problem here in this inning. One ball, 1 strike, bases loaded, 1 out, 2 runs home. Pitch is in, a little bit off the plate, 2 balls and a strike. Miss. That time Price challenged him with a fastball. It's the first time the Rays have committed as many as 2 errors in a game since September the 3rd. They just don't make these kinds of mistakes.
Well, if I'm David Price right here, I'm coming right back in with a fastball elevated near the hands of Encarnacion. Don't want him, allow him to get extended. Try to get a chase out of him. There you go.
And he lifts a popper short right. Zobrist out from second base will make the catch. The tag at third, and McCoy is going to hang on there, and the bases remain loaded. McCoy tagged, drew the throw, and that was it. So a nice play by Zobrist to get out there, make the catch, and prevent the Blue Jays from thinking about attempting to score. Here's Kelly Johnson. Johnson hitting .258 in a Toronto uniform, and it was a little late right there. Strike one. Rays 2 games back of Boston in the wild card race. The Angels 3 games back. 1-1 now the count. New York and Boston rained out in New York tonight. They'll play 2 on Sunday. Breaking pitch, curveball that time. 1-2. Price trying to limit the damage. Pitch away. Fastball, something extra on that one. 2-2. Fastball again. That went up around 97.
Yeah, and up in the zone, Johnson able to spoil it. As soon as he committed on that swing, didn't think there's any way he'd get to that pitch, especially with the velocity that David had on it. Forces another 2-2 offering here.
And after making just 12 pitches in the first and 9 in the second, this will be his 30th pitch here in the third. And a foul lifted down the left side. That's slicing out of play. Sevilla and Cooper have scored.
This is one of those situations where you would love to see David Price having developed a power slider and just put him away now. Start that thing middle of the plate, let it break to the outside corner.
And a broken bat, looper into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. McCoy scores. Thames heads to the plate, and that will not count. They get the out at second, and that last run will not count. They'll get one, and that's it. Alfonso Marquez, the plate umpire, watching that play. And so the run when Thames attempted to score has been waved off. 3-0 Toronto.
David Price allowing 3 unearned runs. Desmond Jennings will lead things off here in the bottom half of the third. Well, as you know, the Red Sox and the Yankees were rained out today at the new Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. So here's how it sets up for the rest of the weekend. Tomorrow will be a single game, and they just push back the starters to tomorrow. And then a doubleheader on Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow's starters will be Freddie Garcia against John Lester. And then the Red Sox are going with Tim Wakefield and John Lackey on Sunday. And there you see A.J. Burnett and Ivan Nova will also pitch Sunday, 1:05 and 6:30 for that doubleheader. The problem for the Red Sox is they were hoping John Lester would pitch in the final game on Wednesday, game 162. And now if he does, he'll have to go on short rest. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you for that update. Weather playing havoc with the Red Sox and the Yankees series. Desmond Jennings down 2 strikes and fouls this. Well, the Rays, as difficult as the top of the third inning was, giving up 3, they do get a break. And a mistake by Jose Bautista on the bases. He was put out just before Eric Thames crossed the plate. And a heads-up call by Alfonso Marquez, the plate umpire. Ground ball shortstop. McCoy turns and throws. And Jennings is out number 1 at third. And as a result, just 3 runs score, all unearned. But on that looping RBI single by Kelly Johnson actually broke his bat. That chased home McCoy, and here's the play now as Upton goes back to second.
And here comes Thames, but the throw back here, and you see the tag out before Thames crosses home plate. You know, Jose Bautista was caught there in no man's land. He'd have been better off just running to third, getting in the rundown, obviously. You get caught off base, a heads-up play by B.J. Upton. He barehanded that ball through behind the runner. Boy, at that point, you give yourself up, but you don't run back into the tag. It cost you a run. Big break for the Rays.
Now Upton on an 0-1 pitch, skies it into center. Rasmus is there and makes the catch. 2 gone. Well, the difference is it's going to be a 4-run ball game with runners still on, 1 in scoring position. And Jose Molina coming up, who does have a history of getting a base hit once in a while against Price. He's 4 for 12 coming into this game against him. So as things stack up, the Rays do get a break right there. A lot of mistakes made in that inning by the Rays and the Blue Jays.
Yep.
Here's Longoria. Pitch inside to Evan.
As much as the Blue Jays cost themselves a run there and a future opportunity and another opportunity, the Rays handed them 3 runs. A couple mistakes by David Price.
Oh, look out. Longoria hit by that pitch. Boy, you could hear that up here. He took some shot. And you hope that he is all right. Listen to this. That is not a good sound.
I mean, that caught him flush. It sounded like he hit the ball with the bat. square in the rib cage.
Well, he's telling Ron Porterfield he's okay, but sometimes guys lie.
Yeah, and again, it's just like the David Price. So they're concerned about him getting hit in the chest.
Yep.
Anytime you take a baseball, and that one in the mid-90s, off that breastplate, Ron Porterfield and the staff going to be very concerned.
Yeah, that was a 94-mile-per-hour fastball that hits Longoria. And here's Johnny Damon. The pitch is a strike. That's why those decisions made by the trainers are difficult decisions, just like when Price was hit by that line drive. Ron Porterfield had a decision to make there, and ultimately confronted him and said, "You've got to leave the game now," because there were some changes in the way Price was going about his business after that fourth inning. But you've got to err on the side of caution.
Yes. Yep.
The player wants to stay in, and Longoria right there, he's sure, I'm fine. Foul ball, 1-2, and not to disparage pitchers, are some of my favorite people, but that's, pitching coach or manager goes to the mound. If he asks a guy how he feels, I feel great. Well, you've thrown 185 pitches. It's 100 degrees. I know you feel great. Sure.
Yeah, no competitor.
They're just going to lie.
Is going to say, yeah, you know what? I'm gassed. You need to take me out right here.
That's exactly right. Shortstop with this ground ball. Bobble by McCoy. Picks it up and to throw to first in time. So the Rays leave a man. We're through 3, and it's 3-0. Toronto. Presented by the Hard Rock at Night. From Tropicana Field, Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, Dwayne Stats with you tonight. We're headed on to the 4th. Blue Jays scored 3 unearned runs in the 3rd. A couple of errors by the Rays. David Price goes back to the hill to face Jose Molina, Colby Rasmus, and J.P. Arancibia. 3 runs, 3 hits. A couple strikeouts tonight by Price. And the first pitch to Molina is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Foul ball, 1-1. David Price coming into this game 9-1 in 12 career starts against the Toronto Blue Jays with a .219 earned run average. There's a strike, 1-2. He started that pitch wide, cut it over. Two and 2. Price coming off the 4-inning outing he had up at Fenway when he was hit in the chest by Mike Avila's line drive. 3 balls, 2 strikes. His last win came the last time he faced the Blue Jays. That was 28th of August when he picked up a win. Swing and a miss. He takes care of Molina. 1 out here in the 4th. The Rays won that outing 12-0, and he worked 7, allowing no runs on just 3 hits. AT&T trivia question: how many players have hit 200+ home runs in both the American League and the National League? It's a home run question here. The top home run hitter, Jose Bautista, in this lineup for Toronto. Colby Rasmus takes the pitch for a strike. A foul ball the other way, broke his bat. That ball winds up in the stands and bounces right back out. Rasmus came over from St. Louis. He was hitting .246 with the Cardinals and came into this game hitting .191 in 30 games with the Blue Jays. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Jays have made a number of changes. They were 2 games under 500 at the All-Star break, and since then they've gone 34-30 under John Farrell. In fact, they have John Farrell back. He's lost some time battling pneumonia. Rasmus out on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts. 2 gone, bases empty.
Well, for all the latest news, in-depth investigative reporting, and sports coverage, sign up for the St. Petersburg Times. For home delivery, call 877-THE-TIMES.
Now J.P. Arancibia. Arancibia started all the trouble in the 3rd inning when he got a base hit and dropped it just out of the reach of Matt Joyce in right. There's a strike. Count is 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes.
I see David Price mix in a couple more of those curveballs, and he's got a good one working so far tonight. Struck out Rasmus on one. There he gets the swing and a miss by Arancibia on another.
Inside, 2-2.
Well, after that sequence, curveball for strike 2, then a fastball in. You miss. Still 2-2. You can come right back in there, double up. You can go back to the breaking ball. Do just about anything you want here.
Fly ball lifted into right center field. Joyce on the run for this one, and he makes the catch to retire the side. Bottom of the 4th coming, 3-0 Toronto. To tonight's AT&T trivia question. How many players have hit 200-plus homers in both the American and National Leagues? The answer is 5. Ken Griffey Jr., Mark McGwire, Frank Robinson, Fred McGriff, and Vladimir Guerrero. And for Fred McGriff, he reached number 200 in a Rays uniform. That came against the Blue Jays on this date in 2000 when he connected off Roy Halladay for his 200th home run in the American League. Fred finished with 224 home runs in the American League. Ben Zobrist lifts a pop foul out of play. 1 strike. 269 over in the National League.
How about this? You know, of all in the history of Major League Baseball in a given season, a pitcher with more than 40 innings pitched, you know what the highest ERA in Major League history is, and who has it?
I wouldn't know that. The high popper. Short right, Johnson out, Bautista in, and Bautista makes the catch. So those parameters would be?
It's one season.
Yep.
Any pitcher with 40-plus innings in a season, who's got the highest ERA in the history of the major leagues?
Someone that we know?
Yeah.
Hold dear?
I don't know if we hold dear, but it's someone that we know.
Really?
Yeah.
And who would that be?
That would be Roy Halladay.
Wow.
Roy Halladay.
Yeah.
It's like a 10.5, which right now that's being threatened by Brian Mattis.
How about that? Here is Kochman getting hold of one down the line, and it's going to hook foul. So Casey Kochman making a bid for his 11th home run of the year.
Yeah, there was talk that Brian Mattis may not get another start, and if he does not, he will be the new record holder at a 10.64.
And it was shortly after that that Roy Halladay did a complete breakdown, and in a sense of mechanics and approach to pitching, and was reborn as a pitcher. And boy, what a rebirth that turned out to be.
Yeah, I mean, complete overhaul, and the work ethic that you just love. The guy that'll pitch a night game, and you'll wake up and be headed to the gym the next morning, and he'll already have his miles in at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's an animal.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, it was that 2000 season that Freddie took advantage of that situation and hit the home run off Halladay that very season. I mean, you're more relevant than you even knew. You can't help but be relevant.
There's 6 games to go, Dwayne, and I finally had something to offer as far as trivia. Goodness.
Hey, that's just the way you are.
It's how you finish.
Yeah, it is. It's how you finish. If you start great and you finish great, hey, what else do you want? Kochman is out on strikes. That's strikeout number 7 for Brandon Morrow. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th here for the Rays.
Well, this is a pitch that he loves to the lefties, the back foot slider. A lot of success with it. You see Kochman just a little bit too far there.
Matt Joyce. But at this point, the Rays, you look up, they have just that 1 hit, and it was the single by Joyce. A little infield hit when Morrow and Cooper had some indecision between the mound and first base. A ball, no strikes. Two and 0. Joyce pops it up. That's going to stay playable. Aaron Sebia, the catcher, handles it. The Rays are up and down in order. We're going to go into the 5th. It's 3-0 Toronto.
Top of the 5th. Folks, now is the time to log on to Game Connects on FoxSportsFlorida.com. We've got all kinds of talk going on about Evan Longoria getting hit by that pitch and the potential bruise he may have tomorrow on that thing. Maybe that bruise is already getting started for him. But get on FoxSportsFlorida.com, log on to Game Connect, get your stats and scores, tweet, give us all the information you want, tweet about the Rays, the Jays, maybe even your dinner. But actually, just kidding. That's just something BA might tweet about. Back to you guys.
Oh, what is
easy, Laura, easy.
Oh my. David Cooper pitches a strike.
Only if it was from Del Frisco's.
What about your dinner? Now we're all interested. Ground ball. Kochman will make the play unassisted. Cooper's out of there.
I mean, nothing. I have nothing on my dinner. That's why I thought it was just a little aggressive.
I didn't think there was anything, but
your standard fare.
Laura mentioned it, so I thought there might be something newsworthy there.
I wish I had something for you. I wish I had enough brain power right now to make something up.
Well, here's the top of the order, Mike McCoy. Pitch is a strike. Well, David Price has been very good. He ran into that 3rd inning, and the Rays helped the Toronto cause. 3 unearned runs crossing the plate. Two and 1. Two balls and a strike to McCoy. 1 out with the bases empty. Three balls and a strike to count. Watch the outside part of the plate for the fastball to run the count full. Ball 4, it's too high. So McCoy heads to first. It's time for the Keep Your Edge Spotlight, brought to you by Just for Men Mustache and Beard. And David Price, after taking this shot in his last time out, line drive by Mike Aviles, right back to make this start tonight at home against the Toronto Blue Jays. He maintains the edge. You too can keep your edge with Just for Men Mustache and Beard. Over to first, and McCoy is back in there. And, you know, we talked about BA when you were hit by a batted ball. You know, one of the challenges, aside from just the physical challenge of continuing and coming back, there's also kind of a combination of a psychological and a physical challenge to coming back. Sometimes your body might want to do things that your mind's trying to prevent it from doing, and that is being mindful with every pitch you throw that there might be another line drive coming back in your direction.
And it's impossible to pitch that way. If you're out there, you know, we all understand as pitchers, you understand, hey, we're closer to the hitter than anybody else on the field, and by the time we deliver the ball, we're even closer still. So there's an opportunity to get drilled and get drilled in a bad way. You understand that going in. However, it's not something that you ever think about. You just can't go out there and pitch with that in the back of your mind. You think a base runner divides the mind of the pitcher. You know, if you're thinking about getting hit, and all of a sudden you're starting to lean in your delivery a little bit, there's a little bit of a flinch, you just can't do that. And so coming back so quickly, while it's good in a sense of getting right back out there, you run that risk of it mentally affecting you.
It's fresh in your mind,
right,
even to the point where physically the runner takes off as Thames is really tied up on that pitch, and there's going to be a steal here by McCoy. It's his 10th stolen base. You know, you're reminded not only by the memory of that being so recent, but just physically, you still have the effects of that.
Right. And so that's why, you know, you spend the days leading up to that start trying to mentally get over it. And what happens most of the time, it's like muscle memory. It's like just another ball game for you. When you go down and start warming up.
There's a little base hit through into center field. McCoy's headed to the plate. He's going to score. Thames didn't hit it hard, but he got it through the middle part of the infield and into center, and it drives home McCoy to make it 4-0.
Yeah, and I think that actually broke his bat. Yeah, he did not hit that hard at all. I think it cracked the bat. It did. That got in right on the label. And you could still see that ball was not even spinning that quickly. Just put it right back up the middle. And because it wasn't hit that hard, you see that ball barely dropped on the other side of second base. McCoy's able to hustle and make it pretty easily.
So another run home. Jose Bautista. Pitch is foul right back. Strike one. Bautista intentionally walked his last time up there. Foul right back, 0-2. Well, the Rays had hoped to come home off the road trip at least and no more than 2 games back. Well, they've done that. Coming in 2 games off the wild card with 6 left to play. And of course, at this stage, they were thinking a high fastball there, and Bautista chases it. He's out on strikes for the second out. And the Rays coming home thinking of, hey, let's win out.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to, one would think, at least go 4-2. And if they can win this series and then win a series from New York, then obviously you're going to have help anyway. You're going to have a little more help if that's what they do. But they're thinking at the very least that's what they're going to have to do. Pitch is high to Edwin Encarnacion, and they've fallen behind here 4-0 in the top of the 5th inning of the first game of this series.
And if they can come back and win this game, what an emotional boost. I mean, you talk about a team that will come out roaring tomorrow. Figure out Brandon Morrow.
Pitch is high.
And they're fortunate to be just 2 back. I mean, Boston, we talked about it on the road trip, that we had the feeling that Boston was going to open the door up for the Rays. And they did. I mean, that was a road trip. The Rays went 5-6. I mean,
still managed to stay in the race.
Yeah, and managed to cut a game and a half off the lead.
Yep.
Left for that road trip 3.5 back. Had a losing record on the road trip and come back home at 2. I mean, talk about Boston leaving the door wide open for you.
So it stands right now. Rays 2 back, Angels 3. Boston rained out in New York tonight. Three and 1 to count here to Edwin Encarnacion. Line drive to third, caught by Longoria, retiring the side. Blue Jays had a run. They lead 4-0. On. From Tropicana Field, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Rays find themselves down 4-0. Facing Brandon Morrow. Sean Rodriguez in the batter's box to lead it off against him. First pitch, ball 1. Sean struck out, chased a fastball up after getting down 1-2 in the count in the 2nd inning. Pitch way up, 2-0. Rodriguez with a home run off Brandon Morrow this year. That came in Toronto when he hit a fastball out. In fact, Rodriguez and Jennings went back-to-back home runs off Brandon Morrow in that game. 2 balls and a strike. Up again.
Well, this
breaking
is,
ball.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Morrow's starting to come out of that delivery. 4 pitches here in the bottom of the 5th inning and 4 different deliveries all over the place. Well, that's what you hope for if you're the Rays. You're going to need to come up with some big hits, obviously, but the opposing pitchers can help you out a little bit, hand you some base runners. It makes it a little bit easier.
It's a strike. Full count. And ball 4. So the Rays going to walk to start the home half of the 5th.
No, this is just a reminder, Rays fans, to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later in tonight's game.
Kelly Shopping, one of 7 strikeouts posted by Brandon Morrow in this game. He lifts a popper short center. Rasmus is there though. 1 away. Ball carried out to the Toronto center fielder. We'll go back to the top of the order.
Well, the Mosaic Company and the Rays are working together to end hunger through home runs for food. With each Rays home run, Mosaic donates $500 to Feeding America Tampa Bay. So far, $80,000 has been donated.
Desmond Jennings. Pitch is a strike. Pitch is away. 1 strike. There's a ground ball by the mound to second. Johnson out at second, and the throw to first out there on the double play, and that'll retire the side. We're through 5. To pick up your instant win game card for a chance to win World Series tickets, compliments of Scott's. David Price goes back to the hill. 87 pitches through the front 5 for Price. And he'll be facing the second baseman, Kelly Johnson. Jose Molina will follow, and then Colby Rasmus. And a high shot back into deep right. Joyce back to the wall. He's going to run out of room, and it's gone. Kelly Johnson hits his 3rd home run of the year in a Toronto Blue Jays uniform, and that will make it 5-0.
Kelly Johnson gets a hanging breaking ball. That was a first curveball here. You see the towering shot there by Johnson, where you're so geared up for that fastball, been getting beat up in the zone with it, and all of a sudden you get a curveball at 76 that really has no break to it.
Here's Jose Molina. Fouls it back into the screen for a strike. Molina's grounded out and struck out. It's the 20th home run given up by David Price this year, the 5th by a left-handed hitter. 2 strikes now on Molina. Foul toward the Rays dugout. And Molina is out on strikes for the 2nd time.
This is the curveball that you like to see from David Price. Been a pretty good pitch for him today outside of the one to Kelly Johnson. He uses it to finish off Molina.
Now here's Rasmus. That home run for Johnson was his 21st of the year, combining what he had done over in the National League and then since coming over with the Blue Jays. 1 strike to count now. A popper, third base side foul. Evan Longoria is there. So 2 outs in the 6th. Let's check in with Todd.
Hey, Dwayne, guess what?
What?
We've got Millie and Frank Diaz here. They won the, it's called the Todd Callis experience.
Of
but
course.
So far their experience is there was no batting practice when they were on the field, and the Rays are losing 5-0. Quite an experience, huh?
Yes.
Now, what we have for you is You'll be the first one in the St. Petersburg area to have the Benzo Rizzarilla bobblehead giveaway. So there you go. And guys, they get to hang out with us for our Rays Live, the post-game show, right? So hopefully this will be the turnaround to something good.
Okay, we're gonna hit like 15 like we did last night.
There you go. Millie's looking for 15, guys. We need a little better experience here. This is part of the Children's Dream Fund. This lovely couple bid on it, and here they are. And we're looking for a rally. Back to you. You can wave, everybody. All right, back to you guys.
All right. Hey, how much fun? I mean, we get to hang out with Todd Callis all the time, so we know how much fun it is. And there they are, sitting right next to him.
Yeah, I mean, game aside, the game has not gone the way that they would like up to this point. But, I mean, my goodness, Todd Callis down there in the flesh.
Truly the Todd Callis experience. He had it right from the very beginning. In fact, we should probably rename Rays Live the postgame to Rays Live the Todd Callis experience.
That sounds good to me. I mean, do you realize how much that I think over the course of a season, the grind that we take for granted, being with that guy all the time, I mean, him showing up in the middle of the night out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, difficult to keep track of. All that tells you is, I mean, he's working hard all the time.
Yeah, he's being pulled in a lot of different directions, but eventually he's going to show up. Hey, guys, I'm here. He's fresh.
There's strike 3 call. There's Sebia out of there. Run on the home run. 5-0 Toronto. David Price came out, had a very quick first inning. Rays facing the hard-throwing right-hander Brandon Morrow. Things got away from the Rays in the third. A couple of errors charged to David Price led to 3 unearned runs. There's the second error on the bad throw to the plate. Kelly Johnson broke his bat, drove in a run. Would have had 2, except Bautista was caught at second base. They added a run in the 5th and 1 in the 6th. And it's 5-0 as B.J. Upton swings and misses the breaking ball. Well, that pitch ran right away from him, and he missed it by quite a margin. Strike 1. Fly ball right. Bautista to his right and makes the catch.
Rays fans, you can stop into your local Hess Express and grab a 2011 Rays pocket schedule, and what that includes on the back is a $5 off coupon for a pair of low-level tickets to see the Rays on Saturday nights. You got one more, that's tomorrow night. Hess Express is the presenting partner of the Rays 2011 Summer Concert Series here at Tropicana Field.
Evan Longoria takes a curveball, low and away. Took a fastball in the ribs his last time up there. Count is a ball and a strike. Rays have left 4. There's a fly ball into left. Thames is there waiting for it. 2 gone. Cesar Ramos up in the Rays bullpen. Jennings grounded into a double play in the 5th inning. And we're alerted that that's the first double play that Brandon Morrow has thrown this year, and the first one since August the 28th of last year. So a lot of fly balls and strikeouts, and obviously not many double plays.
It's hard to believe as a starting pitcher.
Strike 2 on a foul ball to Damon. How about that? Jennings out on a 4-3 double play.
Yeah, and he gets maybe the fastest guy that gave him an opportunity to hit into one.
Inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the irony of this is that the Rays have been undone by defensive deficiencies, and that has been their strong suit. Great defense all year to support outstanding pitching.
Now both of the miscues coming from the pitcher David Price, who, you know, the first one, you've got a runner moving and a ground ball back to you, so you rush the throw because you want that double play. You end up making a poor throw, and then with the bases loaded, you throw on the run.
2-2 now.
You miss both of them.
So Price charged with 2 errors in this game. His 3rd and 4th errors of the year. Damon fouls it out of play again. Still, the only hit the Rays have is that infield hit by Joyce in the 2nd. The ground ball to first. Cooper makes the play unassisted. 3 up, 3 down. We head into the 7th inning. 5-0 Toronto. He's presented by the Hard Rock at Night. From Tropicana Field, let's go to the 7th inning. Blue Jays lead this game 5-0, and the Rays change pitchers. Lefty Cesar Ramos takes over for David Price.
On for the 58th time. 41 2/3 innings of work. In charge of keeping the Blue Jays right here at 5 runs.
And the first pitch to David Cooper. Outside, a ball, no strikes. Price made 100 pitches in 6 innings, 5 hits. Gave up 5 runs, struck out 7 and walked 1. Two earned runs of the 5. Ground ball right side. That's a foul ball. Mike McCoy next, and then Eric Thames do. Cesar Ramos here. Pitch in the 2nd game of the doubleheader Wednesday. Two balls, 2 strikes. Fouled into the screen, holds the count at 2-2. First game of the series. 3-gamer with the Blue Jays as the Rays chase the wild card. J.P. Howell and Dane De La Rosa in the Rays bullpen up the right field line. Chop right side. This is Zobrist gloving, and the flip to first. 1 out here in the 7th.
Well, today's game is brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Visit geico.com today.
Mike McCoy has been on twice and has scored 2 runs after he was completely overpowered in the first inning to start this game. I mean, he was overpowered when he took a called third strike. His reaction was exactly that. But then he singled and scored in the third and walked, stole a base, and scored in the 5th.
Yeah, he took 3 fastballs, 2 right down the middle, and then 1 middle in. Soft serve one to right.
Close, and it's a ball and a strike. Into center field. That will carry out to Upton. 2 outs. How about this? Since Brandon Morrow threw that last double play ball on the 28th of August last year, and he threw the double play ball in the 5th inning of this one for a grand total of 1 during that stretch. His teammate Ricky Romero has thrown 32 double play ground balls. How about that? Thames takes a strike. C.J. Wilson of the Texas Rangers topping that list during that time. He's thrown 36. It's foul. 0-2.
With just so many opportunities. I mean, Brandon Morrow being a power pitcher, he's going to walk some guys, give up some hits. And guys out there on almost 175 innings.
Yeah. That research done by Rick Godioso, our statistician. And, you know, that's he's turning into, in that statistical world, like another Todd Callis.
Yeah, taking it to a new level.
Yeah, absolutely. This pitch is low. 1-2. Well, if Todd is the hardest working man in show business, Rick's got to be the hardest working man in statistical analysis and research. It's foul, out of play. And there's Todd. See, that is the Todd Callis experience.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody gets it. Yep.
Yeah, there's another interview. Oh, I forgot to turn on the mic. Apparently preoccupied. 1-2. Thames fouls it. Nothing like being caught.
Oh, that was perfect.
Golden.
All leaned over, all Casanova-ish.
You don't want to miss the post-game show for more of the Todd Callis experience. It's a foul, out of play. They're dwindling to a precious few here. Final homestand of the regular season. Two outs in the top of the 7th. And a swing and a miss. Thames out on strikes. 7th inning stretch time at the park, and it's 5-0 Toronto. And Zobrist in the batter's box to begin the bottom of the 7th inning. Rays have been held to 1 infield hit and 3 bases on balls tonight. They trail 5-0. And the count is 1-0 to Zobrist. Brandon Morrow, the right-hander, on the hill. One ball, one strike.
Now this is the inning that the Rays need to make a move here. Obviously getting late, bottom of the 7th. You're down by 5 runs. It's a big one.
2 balls and a strike.
And once you get into the 8th inning, John Farrell will have the luxury of piecemealing that bullpen together. You can almost go a guy and out to try to get out of it. A little tougher to do when you have 9 outs.
Three and 1. .96 pitches now for Brandon Morrow. And that strike runs it full. 3-2. In September, those bullpens really get full, and there's standing room only in the Toronto bullpen right now. Which is fouled up the right side. And all those guys down there, as they start to loosen.
Not enough mounds.
Well, at least they're keeping busy. No idle time. 3-2, and Zobrist out on strikes. 8th strikeout for Brandon Morrow.
They'll get exclusive deals and coupons delivered right to your phone with the free TampaBay.com/things-to-do iPhone app, powered by the St. Petersburg Times. It's available now at the iTunes App Store.
Casey Kochman, nothing of 2. He takes a strike. Casey out on a slider in the 4th inning. Caught looking at a fastball in the 2nd. It's a 1-1 count right now. Ground ball. There's a base hit through the middle and into center field. Kochman a clean single. Gives him 1 for 3. Until then, the Rays' only other hit, the infield hit by Matt Joyce in the 2nd.
Well, Casey's able to reach out and get that ball up the middle, and the reason being, you see where it is. It's up in the zone. Nice level swing. Rays with the base runner.
There's Matt Joyce. Joyce, a ground shot down to first. Cooper with a high throw to second, out there, and no throw back to first. Nice pickup by Cooper, but his throw was high. So Matt Joyce reaches on a fielder's choice. Kochman out at second base.
Yeah, that was a bullet and should have been a very easy double play. Watch this. Off the bat, Casey Kochman hadn't even started going yet. You can almost touch first base and then gone for the tag, but the throw wide forces McCoy to have to go get it. No time to make the turn.
That's one of the areas of concern they have about Cooper, the young first baseman. He's got a pretty good bat, as those numbers at Las Vegas indicated. And they'd still like to see continued progress on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, that's a lollipop throw down there. Instead of firing through the bag, you know, you kind of toss it down there because you have so much time. And it will tend to sail arm side, which is exactly what happened.
1-0 the count to Sean Rodriguez. This one is down 2-0. Well, here's the thing. Morrow couldn't throw 2 double play ground balls in 3 innings after throwing only one covering, what was that, 174 innings, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Two balls and a strike, the count now to Sean. Ground ball. It's a foul ball. Takes it to 2-2. Perez, the lefty. Carreño, the right-hander. De La Rosa continues to stay busy in the Rays bullpen. Five runs, 5 hits for the Blue Jays. No runs, 2 hits for the Rays. And that'll run the count all the way out. Morrow worked 8 shutout innings his last time out against the Yankees. And he walks Rodriguez, pushes Joyce up to second. 4th walk given up by Morrow. Kelly Shopik's going to be the hitter. Morrow's going to get a visit. Bruce Walton heads to the mound.
Well, with 2 outs in this situation, this visit is about how they're going to attack Kelly Shopik, understanding that he's got one idea. In fact, he's got that same idea in every at-bat. Take a big rip, try to drive the ball out of the park. And if he was able to do that in this situation, you would get right back into a highly competitive game in a hurry.
Rodriguez at first, Joyce at second, 2 gone. And Kelly Shopik in there. And he takes a fastball in at 95, strike 1. Brandon Morrow in a situation where he may just start to empty the chamber now. 110 pitches, 2 outs in the 7th with a 5-0 lead. Swing and a miss, another fastball. 0-2. Rays have added Peralta to their bullpen just in case Shopik should get a hold of one. Or perhaps that's just his nightly throwing session.
Right.
The 0-2 is low. Been so much better on the road than at home this year. His home ERA is over 6.30, and his road earned run average coming into this one was 336. And a cut to miss. Choppa got on strikes. So the Rays leave 2 through 7. They trail 5-0.
Friday Fest presented by Captain Morgan. So, of course, I'm up in the TBT party deck. Somebody had to do it. The Auto text poll question, guys. Should Matt Moore get another start this year? TB1, yes. TB2, no. Everybody here is voting number 1, TB1. So text your votes to 78979, standard message. And data rates, of course, do apply, as always. From the final Friday Fest, presented by Captain Morgan, back to you guys.
Just another installment in the continuing saga of the Todd Callis experience.
I mean, everybody's getting a shot at the title tonight.
Jose Bautista fouls away the first pitch delivered by Dane De La Rosa, the new pitcher for the Rays. Foul ball. Take a look at the Southern Ford leaderboard here. Bautista with 42 home runs, topping the list. One up on Curtis Granderson. Leads the league in slugging percentage and on base percentage. Pitch is down 1-2. I'll say this about Todd. It didn't take him long to move on.
No.
Directly to the party deck.
I mean, just leaves a path of destruction.
Whoa, up and in that time. Bautista hits the deck 1-2. The ground ball to Longoria. Evans throw to first, and that takes care of Bautista. One away. Now we'll see Edwin Encarnacion. The strike. Slider to start him. Tap foul. 0-2. Joyce is there, takes care of it. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th inning. Well, Kelly Johnson hit a home run his last time up. He's driven in 2 runs tonight with an RBI single in the 3rd and a home run in the 6th inning. Pitch is high, 1-0. Rays have just 2 hits. Blue Jays have 5, and they have all the runs in this game. 1-1 to count. go. 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Price worked 6, gave up 5, 2 earned. Ramos 1. It's fouled. Ramos 1 scoreless inning with a strikeout. De La Rosa 2 outs into the 8th. Liner up the right side. Look out, fellas. It's down into the bullpen. Catch your attention. The 2-2. Full count. And a ground ball by the mound to second. Then Zobrist makes the play, and it's a 1-2-3-8 for De La Rosa against the Blue Jays. Desmond Jennings will lead off the home half of the inning. Top of the order, and the Rays are down 5-0.
Work to do, down by 5. We'll go to RaysBaseball.com and register for the Rays postseason ticket opportunity, where selected winners will have the chance to purchase postseason tickets.
Joel Carreño is going to be the new pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. Brandon Morrill worked 7 innings, made 113 pitches. Allowed no runs, just 2 hits. He struck out 9, walked 4, and gives way to Carreño.
Well, out for the 11th time. Almost a strikeout an inning. ERA 1.23. Well, Rays top of the order. They need 5 runs within 6 outs.
The Rays saw Carreño a couple of outings up in Toronto in late August. And here is Desmond Jennings. Which is a strike. John Jaso got him for a home run in the first of those 2 relief appearances against the Rays. Jennings takes it outside. It's 1-1. Morrill for 7, and now Carreño. Drops in for strike 2, 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Right-handers hitting just 172 off Carreño. Two pitch. Tap headed to short, charged by McCoy. He gloves and throws, and Jennings is the first out.
Well, this week, the FX Game of the Week will be in Norman, Oklahoma, where the Missouri Tigers will look to upset the #1 ranked Oklahoma Sooners in a showdown between Big 12 rivals. The FX College Football Game of the Week presented by Russell Athletic begins tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific in high definition only on FX. If you think there's going to be any letdown tomorrow with the Sooners after that big win over Florida State, no. I doubt it. I doubt it because Missouri beat them last year, ruined their season. So they'll be looking for a little revenge.
Jay Upton takes the pitch too low. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. Upton has struck out and has gone out twice on fly balls to the outfield. 1 to center and 1 to right. Takes it way wide and the count is 3-0. Red Sox and the Yankees were rained out. They'll play a doubleheader on Sunday. Upton walks. So there's a 1-out pass. And it will get Longoria up there. Evans struck out. He was hitting the rib cage by a pitch in the 3rd. Hit a fly ball to left in the 6th. Goes Upton, breaking ball, and the throw is going to be in time. Aaron Sebia got rid of that one and skipped it into second base. And Upton is caught stealing.
Well, there's the jump. Well, BJ kind of pulled up there at the end as he looked in there. Did not go in hard at all. And he did get him.
Well, Upton's out at second, and he's just been ejected. The helmet went out toward the first base side between first and second.
Right about the halfway point of that attempted steal, he got a good jump, and then for whatever reason just pulled up as he closed into second base. And as you saw in the replay, clearly got him.
And Hickox ejects Upton. Well, the 1-strike pitch to Longoria. 0-2. Two outs, base is empty. Pitch just missed. 1-2. So Upton was off and running and has been caught stealing and ejected. And there is strike 3 call. A breaking pitch that retires the side. We go to the 9th. 5-0 Toronto. B.J. Upton. So a defensive change there for the Rays, and on the mound, J.P. Howell takes over. Rosa worked 1 inning. Now here's Howell. Molina leads it off, and the pitch is too high. Jose Molina 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts tonight. A strike, it's 1-1. In Boston at New York, rained out tonight. It's fouled up the left field side. Oakland and the Angels play in Anaheim. Weaver, after his 19th win, will start that game for the Angels. The A's have Gonzalez. Gio Gonzalez making the start. He's after his 15th win. Stayed in, did not come back, and the count is 2-2. And strike 3 called. Molina out on strikes for the 3rd time. Well, the next 2 games of this series, as we take a look at our checkers double, it's going to be Jeff Neiman tomorrow night for the Rays against Ricky Romero on Sunday afternoon. Wade Davis against Brett Cecil.
Boy, this game right here continues along. The Blue Jays hold on and win it. Those two just became a whole lot more important.
Yep, absolutely.
Felt like you had to win out. You really have to at this point.
Ramos takes one wide. It's a 1-1 count.
Fall to that man right there to set the tone early tomorrow. And that gentleman on Sunday.
It's fouled back. It's 1-2. Top of the 9th and a 5-0 ball game. Ground ball handled there by Kochman at first. 2 outs in the 9th inning. The ejection of Upton, the 5th of his career and the 2nd ejection this year. He was ejected back in early May, arguing a call 3rd strike when Chad Fairchild got him. And this time he was ejected by Ed Hickox, arguing that caught stealing at second base. J.P. Arancibia facing J.P. Howell in the 9th. He pulls it foul. Strike 1. A 1-1 count. Rays in the bottom of the 9th have Damon do the lead off, Zobrist and then Kochman. Down 5-0 right now. Thrown into the dirt, and the count goes to 2-2.
What's the main difference that we've seen from J.P. Howell this year as opposed to previous seasons is the consistency and command of that breaking. The fastball has come around. Actually, the velocity at times is better than he's ever had. Still searching for the consistency in that breakout. We've seen some good ones tonight. That one he just spiked.
And he was trying to get that one to come back. He misses in.
Yeah,
Full count.
It used to be when JP wanted to throw that curveball, have it appear as a strike and punch you out with it. He could drop that pitch right into the catcher's glove just off the dirt every single time.
And a ground ball deep short and off the glove of Rodriguez. There's a base hit. So the 3-2 curveball grounded into the hole for a base hit. That's the first hit for Toronto since the leadoff home run in the 6th inning by Johnson. An infield hit here in the 9th inning with 2 gone. Now David Cooper. That's fouled back for a strike. Cooper officially 0 for 3. He reached on the fielder's choice and an error. Scored a run in the 3rd. Now 1-1. Both these clubs had late arrivals or early arrivals, depending on how you want to classify it. The Rays got home in the middle of the night, a little closer to morning coming out of New York, and the same thing for the Blue Jays coming out of their game at home in Toronto. Cooper fouls out to Longoria. No runs, a hit, 1 left. So we go to the bottom of the 9th with Johnny Damon due to try to get something going for the Rays. They're down 5-0. Rays lead the Rays. John Farrell has again gone to the bullpen. This brought to you by Metro PCS. It's the left-hander. Luis Perez in the game now, following Morrow and Carreño. Up to this point, the Rays have been shut out on 2 hits. They've been shut out 15 times this year. It's tied for the most in the American League with Oakland. The Padres over in the National League have been shut out 18 times. So here's Johnny Damon. The pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Upstairs. 2-0. And ball 3. 3-0.
Yeah, you're going to need some Blue Jay help here in this 9th inning. That's what Aaron Sebia trying to get out there ahead of it with Perez saying, hey, listen, we got a 5-run lead here. You need to throw the ball over the plate. 3 straight misses, you get a base runner. Start to build on that, see what'll happen.
And a strike now, 3-1. Now full count. Damon taking that one, seeing if he could draw a walk. Foul ball, forcing another 3-2 pitch. 3-2 again. And a foul ball one more time. And ball 4. Johnny Damon is aboard. The Rays have not been shut out by Toronto this year. 15 shutouts, and 6 of those have been at the hands of Texas and New York, the Yankees. Rangers have shut out the Rays 3 times, and the Yankees 3 times. Boston twice and Baltimore twice, and then 1 each from Detroit, Oakland, Minnesota, Seattle, and Cincinnati. And Ben Zobrist takes the pitch down. The Rays with the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 9th. Bruce Walton heads to the mound with his left-hander falling behind on the first pitch to Zobrist after walking Damon. Francisco up in the bullpen. So they take a little time on the mound and give Francisco a couple tosses. That's a strike. 1-1. 6-0 for the Blue Jays. 2-2 for the Rays. Zobrist behind in the count, 1-2.
And a steady diet of fastballs by Perez, and there he pulls the string on Ben and gets him out in front with the changeup. Guy's struggling with his command. Ben banking on seeing another fastball and got fooled.
Takes ball 2 inside. 2-2. Little tap right side. Perez with the glove toss to first. Damon moves to second, and Zobrist is out. Pitcher first. Perez to Cooper.
Really eerily similar to the base hit that Matt Joyce got. This one, Perez is able to get to it, but not enough time to get the ball out of the glove with the hand and throw it. He just shovels it to Cooper. 1 away.
There's Casey Kochman. First pitch strike. Perez worked in the Wednesday game against the Angels. One and one, a slider missed low. Damon at second. Couchman takes that pitch wide. He's ahead in the count. Ground ball right side. Will be unassisted. Cooper, David Cooper, makes the play with Damon advancing to third. First time the Rays have gotten a man as far as third base in this game. Comes with 2 outs in the ninth.
Boy, and that's after a night after scoring 15 runs in New York last night. Everybody hit. It didn't matter who the Yankees brought in. The Rays were teeing off. And they get handcuffed so far tonight.
Now Matt Joyce. Fastball inside. That's low. 2-0. Two balls and a strike. The 15 times the Rays have been shut out, 6 have been complete game shutouts. There's all the rest combination jobs, and this one Morrow, Carreño, and Perez working on it for the Blue Jays. Joyce trying to pick up Damon, who's at third base with 2 outs. C.J. Wilson of the Texas Rangers, the most recent starter to go the distance and shut out the Rays. It was on September the 6th to a 5-hitter. Rays have only 2 hits in this combination shutout through 8 2/3. And one of those hits by Joyce was just that little infield hit in the 2nd inning. Couchman had a base hit to center field in the 7th. So the Rays with no runs and 2 hits. The count's going to go full. Three balls, 2 strikes. And a little looper into center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. We'll get the run home. And the Rays make it 5-1. Matt Joyce with his 2nd hit. A looping RBI single into center. And the Rays, with 2 outs of the 9th, score a run. Well, the leadoff walk, and the Rays converted into a run. And here's Sean Rodriguez. Sean takes the pitch away. Farrell looking on. Toronto after its 80th win of the year. Pitch is a strike, now 1-1. fouls it out of play. A ball, 2 strikes. Toronto scored 3 in the 3rd inning. Taking advantage of Ray's errors. And a run in the 5th and another run in the 6th. Rays a run in the 9th. Ground ball down to first. That'll do it. Cooper steps on the bag, and this game is over for the Rays in the 9th. 1 run, a hit. They leave a man. It's a 5-1 final, and we'll be back with the totals in a moment.